Hi, we are Group 6. I'm Rafael.
I'm Mina.
I'm Ruggero. I'm Martino.
So plastic pollution is a big issue all over the world, having an impact on all oceans and seas. It can affect both animal and plants. We found a big knowledge gap regarding the effect of microplastics on the Salicornia, a plant that grows in the intertidal areas. So we decided to do our research on this plant and also another plant called Wormwood, which lives in the same environment. Our research question is, what are the effects on the growth and survival of the plastics on Salicornia and Wormwood?
The social ecological situation of both plants in the Wadden Sea has some different drivers and pressures. We can see climate change, where plastic pollution will stress more the environment, leading to salinity changes and flooding. Then we can see plastic accumulation in coastal zones due to poor waste management and river transport. We can also see physical smothering of plants by macroplastic affecting sediments and root oxygen. And at the end, we can see chemical leaching from plastics that can harm plant health.
Now we're collecting our Salicornia samples with our Falcon tubes that originally had a tip, but we cut it off. So it's quite easy to collect them. We just take the lid off. Here's a Salicornia plant. More or less they're this size. And this is a perfect spot because they're not too crammed together. So it makes it quite easy to collect them. Now we push down. This soil is a bit moist. It's also quite easy. And then put the lid back so the vacuum will keep it in place when we pull it out. And that's it. One Salicornia plant.
Alright guys, so now we're going to pick up the second plant. It's called Wormwood. It's this plant you see around me over here. It also grows in salt marshes near Salicornia and prefers open areas. And this is how you pick it up, similar to the Salicornia, but here the ground is a bit drier. So we're going to have to put more pressure and twist a bit to make sure that we get the sample correctly. And we're going to be careful not to pick up any other plants in the sample. We're going to push, and now we put the lid on. There we go. Look at this. Look at this beauty.
Alright, so as you can see, we have two different plant species. One is Salicornia and the other one is the Wormwood plant. Salicornia is a fatty plant, while Wormwood is not, as you can see in the difference of structures. The Salicornia holds water a lot more. Now, the main experiment is that we want to see how they react to plastic coverage, because that's how macroplastics will mainly affect them in the wild. So we have a total of 80 samples, 40 plants will be covered in plastic, and we will leave them covered in plastics for either 6, 18 hours, 12 hours, or 0 hours. And that way we can see how long the exposure of plastic will affect the growth of the Salicornia and the Wormwood plants. So, as you can see, Rafael and Mina here are covering the different plants with the hoods. Self-made hoods, we're fashion designers, and yeah, this is how the experiment is going.
Now we're going to discuss our findings and the values we measured in our experiment. First with the Salicornia plant. So we took a photo of each plant, as you can see in this example, to measure the RGB values, which is to show us which color each plant had. And then we averaged all the different values for each exposure time. As you can see here, there is quite a clear difference between the non-exposed to plastic and the most exposed. The exposed has a much brighter green. And then we also measured other values such as height, and here you can see this box plot from our commander with some outliers, probably with how we picked the plants, but you can still see there was a decrease in the height. And we also measured the diameter of the plants with a bit less of a difference, as you can see in this box plot here.
And now for the Wormwood, we also measure all the different plants. Here there are like all the different hours. You can see that here is more like dry and it looks better in the 0 hour one. Also like the colors, we can see that this is the usual color of the Wormwood and this is not, it's like more green, that it shouldn't be like this. Going with the height, we can see there is a that is going down. The 12 hour, we don't know why it's like that, but it's fine. And also the diameter didn't change much because the plant is not that thick, so we don't have that big problem.
We did an ANOVA test and we can see that the diameter didn't change a lot, as you can see from the p-value that is higher than 0.05. For this texture, it has changed also because the p-value is lower than 0.05.